Welcome back. Welcome back to the course, Privacy and Security in Online Social Media. We are in week 6, almost halfway for the course. Again, I hope that you're enjoying the class. I hope you are getting what you want from the class. I see some participation in, again, the mailing list, live sessions, all of that. But there's also interest in doing the live sessions and meetups just before the quiz or just before the exams. I understand the motivation, or I understand the interest for doing it. See if you can actually get involved, get engaged in the class more. But otherwise, week 6, we're going to continue looking at, again, social media, how it is used, a different type of usage of social media we're going to look at to see how law enforcement agencies actually use social media, right? So that's also an important aspect, right? How it is getting used for interacting with public, interacting with citizens, getting information from them. I'm really sure that most of you would be on social media, also interacting with some of these organizations. Feel free to ask any questions, post it on discourse, and we are happy to interact with you. So here's a interesting way of presenting the interactions of social and law enforcement. So this is what we're going to focus mostly this part, which is to look at how they actually use social. And so this is the social media, more data available today. Pause the video and just think about it, right? If you are following, let's take @city name, traffic police. @CP city name, right? These are all very common ways of creating handles, and most of the times some of us actually follow them, interact with them, post a tweet, tag them. All of that may have happened. And of course, there are even other government agency organizations that we have seen before, which we interact with. Right? More data available because of me posting, for example, @Hyderabad traffic. Right? I do a post saying delayed to the airport, traffic block at Gachibowli, #Hyderabad traffic. Right? Very nice information. That can be sourced to figure out the traffic concerns. Right? @Hyderabad traffic helps. And so given that these kind of content is getting generated on social, and more accurate analytic and modeling tools are getting developed, if you really look at it today, we have all kinds of tools that you can think of, right? Simple. So let's go slightly detail, this is more of simple statistics. Then you can look at pattern recognition, machine learning, data mining, databases, knowledge discovery, neurocomputing. Meaning, I think creativity is the limit in some sense. You can think of how all you can use this data. And then these methods have made the usage of the data more powerful. All of them. That's why this is the graph is presented this way. If all of them come together, right, which is the data, more and more is getting generated. Analytical tools are getting better and better, and the police and resident are actually more involved in either pushing the information or pulling the information. I said about pushing. I said about this content, right, which can be users are pushing and some organization can pull it. It can be the other way around also, right? organizations, law enforcement agencies are pushing it, saying that traffic advisory 9 hours to 12 hours, Gachibowli, Mumbai highway, ORR, right? So people on this road, be cautious that there may be a lot of traffic on this road, right? So that's the push from the law enforcement, and then it could be a pull from the users who are actually following the handles, following the hashtags, looking for some topics around traffic, all of that. Right. So given that data is increasing, tools have gotten better, users are actually getting better and better in using these tools, I think we should see a better improvisation of whatever the state it is today, right, in terms of law enforcement using the data. That's what this is presented. More of 3, better it is for all of us. So we started looking at this some 6, 7, probably 2013 or 2014 is when we started looking at this. So that's probably 10 years now, right? We started looking at this, and we ended up actually doing interesting work. But I'm going to also talk about other pieces of work, other content that is there, how this can be used, everything, right? So the main question is, can you actually use social for law enforcement to support, to get actionable? I think we have been talking about this in other places, but that's the main goal, which is get actionable information about crime and residents' opinion about policing activities in urban cities in India. Today, you could replace this with any city. If the data is there, it doesn't have to be only the urban. Right. Many methodologies can be followed, meaning we can get into different methodologies for doing this, right? To keep this goal, you could do interviews, right? You could do interviews of law enforcement organizations, interviews of citizens. You could do a survey, right? You could do a focus group discussions. You could do I don't know whether we could do a lab study, but we could do a data collection of analyzing the post of these handles also, right? Which is the post that these organizations post. Can you take that and do some analysis with it? Many methods could be done, and all of these methods have been tried. There have been a lot of work in this space, because I think at some point in time, this topic of using social for law enforcement are very, very popular, and all of these methods have been tried. So we look at some, but not all of them. But I'm sure you understand that do the interviews with citizens to see how they actually pull the content. Do the same thing in survey, get some people together, ask some questions about how they are managing the, using and managing the content on social. It could be both sides, right? I'm a citizen, I'm pulling content from social. Can we actually know what kind of content do they pull and how do they pull it? Or you could talk to people who are managing these handles of law enforcement agencies to understand how they create content, how they push content, all of that. So we'll see some specific examples of content generated on these handles, but I'm sure you can get more and more of this if you go look at these handles yourself. And if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, reactions, clarifications, come back to us. One method, so we followed, and this work at some point in time had a lot of attention, because I think it was very new at that time to use the social content to infer actionable information. Some date of time, but the goal was that take publicly available posts on a particular Facebook page? Can you collect? And it's also to highlight that most of the times we end up talking about Twitter for all the analysis, inferences, everything. This is actually Facebook. Filtered posts and comments that are done by citizens, law enforcement differently, and 1,600 comments on 255 posts, right? Filtered posts from citizens, police, which is the post done by the citizens on the Facebook page of a particular organization. I hope that's clear. Meaning it's basically like a Facebook page of, let's take BLR, traffic police. You go take all the posts from that page. PK has posted. Let's take Piyush has posted. All of us have posted content on this page. Take all those content and filter and use that for analysis. And when I don't know how many of you have done this kind of methods for data collection, data analysis, all that. But these are all very powerful methods. But these are also limited in terms of the scale, right? You can definitely do a large amount of 1,600. In some sense, it's large, but doing it for a million posts like this will be even more exciting. A thematic inductive analysis, these are generally methods which are used for text. You understand the content. You look at missing people. So if you look at the content only that people have posted, generally it has been about people missing, complaints, how to get police assistance, report traffic menace on the roads. I think last one I said, but there are other things also, right? Missing complaints, some assistance I need, and traffic. This is the post done by the citizen. Please remember this point. Post from citizens to police. Right. Style, both formal and informal. Type of post, acknowledge, like, or say thank you. Reply to, suggest a solution, something that users say, ask for further details. Ignored by, there are some posts that gets no replies, right? I go say that I'm looking for this particular help, which could be the assistance, how to get police assistance, and I get no response. Right. So those are the different types of ways to analyze content, style, type. Right. And more advanced analysis can be done now, given that these methods were used some time back. Again, these are all initial type of work done in this space. So lexical analysis, of course, using the content itself, was done. Just to give you some sense of the data, percentage of posts. Percentage of posts, which is on each of these topics, neighborhood related posts, appreciation posts, suggestion posts, auto driver, fraud, that's in the decreasing order. So neighborhood related, appreciation, thank you for doing this. I posted about the traffic congestion in this road. Thank you for helping. Thank you for fixing it. Oh, the signal here is not working. Can you please fix it? Auto driver is taking, given that this is Bangalore data, auto drivers may be asking for more money than what is required, and some fraud that people have done. And so it goes on in this list. Interestingly, this one is also nice to see, right? That police get appreciation for whatever they do on these platforms. Next one is looking at number of comments and likes, which is in this case, if you see this is comments, this is likes. Of course, likes are more than comments. Satisfaction, appreciation for success story, women harassment, neighborhood, auto driver. So I think the topics like appreciation post are on both sides. Neighborhood is on both sides, right? Which is number of posts are also higher, number of comments and likes are also higher. Right? This is community reaction, which is police organizations are posting about it, and this is what the comments and likes of the users on that page. So, for example, let's go to this page. This page may have let's say 40,000 followers. So these are reactions by these 40,000 followers. Okay, I hope that is clear. The left one is about the percentage of posts and the for each of the topics. Right one is the number of likes and comments for these topics. So the goal for doing this work or any kind of information sourcing from social media, right, is about actionable information. Because the more we try and get the actionable information from the social platforms, the better it is for us. And please remember, my goal for keeping these content is to actually inject these kind of ideas. Meaning policing is only one aspect of it, right? If you get actionable information for how your products are doing, very good, right? How customers are reacting to your product, very good. This is spatial data, which is in terms of current, when the posts were analyzed, from where the posts are coming from, right? If they can get location, again, we have talked about location, how this location can come. Quick refresher also is from the account creation, from the profile, from the geotagged of the post, and from the post itself. Right. So this could give you a sense of, oh, there are people who are here who are talking more, doing posts more on the Facebook pages of this police organization. And then, of course, this is also very helpful. These are intensity maps. The more darker it gets, the more number of people are speaking from that location. Very, 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 sort of say, both graph kind of give the same information, which is density of people interacting with the organization from these locations. Let's continue on the actionable information. I think getting actionable information, as I said, is very, very critical. And if you look at the pieces of information that may be very useful for law enforcement, are the information like when, where, what, who. I think these are pieces of information that may be very, very useful for law enforcement. So here is an example of a post which says time between 5:30 p.m. and 6. Location, the circle between Freedom Park and the road that goes into the Kappan Park towards Century Club. Not a single police posted here, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of giving you where and when clearly. And if we can actually educate the users who are doing this post to create content like this, it may become very, very useful. I think that's some of the takeaways that we should have. Can you help create awareness about the kind of posts that users should be doing on these platforms, which can be extremely useful for analysis very quickly. Communication style. This one, if you see, it is this one is the temporal data. This is the communication style, which is mostly the interactions are very formal. Dear sir, request to take an action on railway station parking contractors. They're not issuing parking slips. Kudos to the Banaswati Traffic Police team. My salute and sincere thanks to Banaswati Traffic Inspector, an angel in disguise. Right? So, this is again, the post is coming from the citizen. This is from the organization, which is DRX. Please provide the exact landmark. Thank you. So this is the part I was telling you. If we can get the awareness created more, that when we post, only give as much as information that is possible, as much of information that is necessary to use all of that, it may become very, very useful. In this case, police is asking, right? We did a post, somebody did a post, and then they were thinking that, oh look, we need the location. The location is not said, so therefore the police organization is asking, can you please give the exact location, which is just more time in that sense. I understand that all users may not know about the ways to actually do the post. Facebook is an efficient instrument that help police always stay visible and connected with residents. It may be that things can be done a little better, but of course these platforms have become more and more reliable for doing these kind of data sourcing. In terms of response time, I mean, I think I do a post saying the traffic jam in this place. There is a truckload on the road, and therefore traffic issues. All of that posting is there. And how much time does it take for a response, right? All of this gives you a sense of how the interactions are going. Average time is about 30 hours. Maximum time is about 211 hours. Minimum time is about 4 minutes. Standard deviation is about 41 hours. So essentially, more time is taken in some sense for responding some of the posts. There are a large proportion of the posts that gets actually small time also. And which is possible, right? That there could be events that are happening in which responses may be very hard to give immediately. Of course, one can delve deeper into this. This is the data that is collected some time back, but I'm sure if you do the analysis now, I'm sure this data, if you have to get, I think these are the nice projects that we should do as part of this course. If any of you are interested, I think we should do this, right? Take the publicly posted Facebook content by users on Facebook page of your own city, whichever city you're coming from, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai. Take the post and do this kind of analysis to put the numbers against this. All right. Engagement type, which is 20% is about acknowledged. You do something, reactions are, yes, we saw it, we will come back to you. Replies are about 22%, and 44% is in the totally responses are 22% in terms of this reactions, which is dear XXX, please lodge a complaint and do this. Dear XXX, this post has been forwarded to the appropriate police station. Forwarding in some sense, and again, both are forwarding, but giving you more details in one compared to the other one. Follow up. Please provide the police station details. The last one is receive no response for some posts that are. So essentially, different types of reactions: acknowledge, reply, follow up, and no reactions. Those are the kind of output interactions that we saw. I'm sure there are other ways of interacting also, which may be interesting to study. Given the post, we can actually study that what are the type of victimization that is going on, or basically use the content to do different types of analysis, right? In this case, we studied fear, worried, concern, notice, issue, trouble. All of these words are, here is the frequency of times that is coming. So frequency only gives you one type of analysis. Here is another way of looking at it, which is worried if somebody will use my bike, and because I do not have blah, 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 worried that the person who duplicated my registration number will commit, worried about being traced, worried to approach the local police station. So you kind of get a sense of what is the interaction and what are the kinds of interactions and how the interactions also are happening in some sense, looking at this content, right? Which is the stronger topic that has relationship to the post and how these topics are connected to each other. That's a connection which this tree structure gives you to understand worried about, worried that, and then the post. Sometimes there's also direct versus indirect, which is directly if you see my vehicle, blah, blah, blah. Honda was stolen from Kadamba Hotel evening. This super good information, what, when, where, all of this information is clearly given. This one, if you see, dear BCP, though I stay at JP Nagar, but being part of the KSFC layout RWA, I got to know about this. So basically, this is about myself, others, right? You can tell about something that's happening to you. You can tell about something that's happening to others. That's the direct versus indirect. And again, why do we need to do all this? It helps, right? Knowing that 30% of the posts are indirect can help you develop processes, develop methods accordingly. Accountability. One of the things that I think these social platforms have done is to turn around that accountability on both sides, meaning you say something about a police organization, they can react to it immediately on those posts. Police organizations say something that they are doing, public can ask them questions directly on these platforms also. Right? Mutual accountability from both sides of the citizen and from the police organization. Right? Police responds and allows itself to be held accountable. These are examples of the posts that you can see to get a sense of what's going on. Right? This post has been forwarded. So the dear Commissioner of Police, after all these blah, 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 everything, and then Bangalore City Police, and this post has been forwarded to Additional Commissionerate of Police. Right. And there's also reaction, highly appreciated. Thank you. Citizens accept that they are also accountable to make cities safe. I think it's fair that it is not possible by these organizations to make cities safe, to make crimes go away, all of that. Right? We as citizens also have to participate in addressing the problem, which comes very clearly from these posts. Same as what I showed you earlier about worried, you can also look at other tree structures that can be created from the content. Why these legal practices are not being stopped. Why don't you stop tobacco? Right? So these are kind of content that are generated on these platforms, using which you can understand what are the kinds of interactions that people are having, citizens are having with these police organizations. I said earlier, these are word tree visualizations of posts in which residents question police using the word why. Earlier we looked at the same word tree with worried. So an important aspect of this is that understanding the needs and wants of the citizens can help phenomenally well in terms of using these platforms and improvise and get better appreciation from citizens and from the police organizations also. Resident expectations like needs and wants. I mean, we want to make sure that there is a pathway here on this road. We want to make sure that the signal works properly. The signal is broken here. Expectations, if met, can increase feeling of safety. If citizens want something and if we are able to provide it, right, organizations are able to provide it, give some level of connect with the citizens, can also help. Here's an example. Need to be punished, need to be changed, need to hang this guy, need to do more research, need such prompt action on every case. Right? So this is helping you to understand what are the needs, right? What are the needs of the citizens? And similarly, you can also do for want. What do they want? Want to see here more of these, want to say thanks to BCP, sir, want BCP to seriously look into the issue. Right? Bangalore City Police is what BCP stands for. So if you look at what did we do, right? We basically looked at content generated on social, particularly from a police law enforcement angle, law and order angle, let's keep it, and looking at how can we derive the actionable information from that. Using this actionable information, we can do actually wonders in terms of more connect with the citizens, in terms of making the citizens feel good about it. That's what is given here. Keeping the background that this kind of content can be generated, can be used for analysis. What can be done? Observable, actionable information and collective action can be actually processed. Tools to mark post as follow-up. So I think these are kinds of actionable things that we can take as part of the work done, as part of looking at this content, right? Tools to mark, which is a direct request, which is a direct response, which is a appreciation post. Can this be tagged as the post comes on the Facebook page? And therefore, there is some way by which to put all the appreciations together and show it, to put all the immediate requirements put together and show it. Right? So that'll be pretty nice. OSM as instrumental communication platform. Definitely the communication is going to be dependent on what the policies are. Some organizations have a Twitter handle, have a Facebook page, but they don't really use it for interacting with the public. OSM for mutual accountability, which we have already discussed. Understanding fear and victimization effects is for sure, right? So if you look at understanding, you want to make sure that the fear factor for the crime is a little lower in the city. Okay, so that's one view of the data. Now let's turn around and see how these handles are doing. What are they doing? What are they posting? How have they kept their social media presence? More like a zip through rapid fire. Links are all at the bottom of the page, bottom of the slide. Feel free to go take a look at their post. And if you think that there's something that we should discuss in the class, bring it back to me on the discourse. I'll be happy to actually discuss it in the class. Today, I think when I used to start talking about this 13 years before, 12 years before, less of social presence was there. Today, I think everybody has a, so to say, Facebook, Twitter handle. Most of them also have a verified handle to know that they are who it is they are claiming to be. right? Hyderabad City Police, Facebook pages, Twitter pages. Look at the number of followers, right? 217,000 followers here. This is Hyderabad City Police. This is Hyderabad Traffic Police. And this is 468,000 followers. Of course, the individuals have also become part of these platforms. Either they use it themselves or a team uses it. In this case, it is CP Hyderabad City. And then this handle has 344,000 followers. Yeah, interesting, right? 344,000, 468,000, and 217,000. Huge amount of number of people following these handles. Looking at same thing for Bangalore. Bangalore is like 1 million followers they have, right? This is 670,000 followers. Bangalore Traffic Police. Of course, Bangalore needs traffic information. So it's appropriate the large number of people are following that handle. Same as we saw before, the individuals are also on the social media accounts. So this is the CPBLR account. Let's take some international handles, right? So this one is an interesting account and CIA, but it became a big discussion when they did this first post, which said, given the nature of their organization, they said we can neither confirm nor deny that this is our first tweet. Right? Look at the number of favorites, number of retweets. Again, the numbers may be very different right now. At least this tweet was the first tweet that this handle posted. And then organizations around the world, looking at CIA again. These are different organizations having accounts on different social media platforms. 3.4 million followers they have. CIA following, meaning one curiosity is always that what are these organizations following, right? So CIA is following these different handles, and FBI has about 3.5 million followers. Always lock your electronic. Meaning, I think these are like advisories that they post, which again. These handles are used for different types of communication. One of it is definitely the advisory. Following non-US offices, I'm trying to show that interactions of these government organizations also is in some sense also strategic, right? If you look at, they have 3.5 million followers. They are following only 2,115 accounts. I'm just showing you who are they following, just to get a sense of what are the organizations that they follow. Here are some very popular police organizations across the world, and I'll show you in India also. So the Boston Police, I think that the Boston Blast that we talked about before in the class is one point when the Boston Police account became extremely popular. In terms of them sharing the information about the potential criminal, potential suspect, sharing information about the suspect and trying to source information about the suspect from the social platform. Chicago Police, again, as I said, it's a whirlwind tour that I'm going to give you, and rapid fire also. Chicago Police, again, verified, talking about different aspects. New York Police, here is a post that says NYSP is seeking the public assistance in locating Kevin White of Canajore, NY. White, 41, is last seen on this. He's 6'2" and weighs approximately 185 pounds, blah, 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 blah. missing people. If you remember, one of the things that we saw earlier in the slides is missing people in the graph in Bangalore City Police, which is very similar here. This handle is also very popular. Metropolitan Police has large number of followings, a large number of followers, and they also do very, very interesting posts, which are sometimes interesting to see also. One aspect of this police organizations I wanted to bring your attention is that some things you want to try, but you should also be prepared to how the reactions may be. Here's one interesting one experience that they must have had. My NYPD, they posted that, oh, do you have a photo of with a member of NYPD? Tweet us and tag my NYPD. It may be featured in our Facebook account. Very nice initiative. Nice to see that. This is. These are pictures of citizens and police organization together. Nice to see these kind of pictures. But unfortunately, what happened was things went a little not the way that they must have planned. Which is to it kind of went from expecting the happy faces and things like that. They started getting actually pictures of where citizens were showing things that the police should not be doing. From NYPD, it even ended up being NYPD. I actually remember the day when this was trending. We were actually looking at the data and seeing what was going on. Some years back, probably 10 years back, I guess. My NYPD Twitter fails spawns my LAPD, showing police hard at work, beating folks up. Right. So this is giving you a sense of how it can come back, right? And I'm sure NYPD did not start the post by hoping that they would get these kind of images. But these kind of images came back. Right. So very, very negative kind of posts that showed up. Here's the current status of the numbers, which is New York Police, Boston Police, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Seattle, Greater Manchester, right, London, Northern Ireland, different police organizations, followers, and when the accounts were created. Just to give you a sense of temporally what happens. This is in India, where the numbers are way higher. Mumbai, UP, Delhi, and Bangalore, having large numbers in millions, and rest are Kolkata, Delhi Police. As I said before, every single organization which is into this space of law and order will probably have a social media handle account. Some, again, rapid fire. Delhi Police, swift action saved a girl from any mishap and reunited her with the family. Mentally disoriented girl roaming alone late night, safely taken by PCR to PS Paharganj and later handed over to the family member by PS Usmanpur. Right, different. I think these organizations also want to share. I've started sharing. I think it'll be interesting to see what other kinds of content they share now. These are all recent posts. So these posts are, for example, these posts are February 11th of 2023. Right. So this is February 11th of 2023. Delhi Traffic Police, again, 1.5 million followers. Delhi Traffic Police, we really don't know whether this is a real account or a fake account. That's the reason why I put this here, which is, it says Delhi Traffic Pol, and there are 6,394 followers. Hopefully they are not thinking that they are following the original account, because this looks like it's a fake account, because this is even putting the URL as a legitimate one. We don't know whether it is real or fake. That's the point. And it is necessary at some point. I probably have that website loaded somewhere. At some point in time, I was even maintaining a web page with all the accounts that are legitimate of these police organizations on our lab website, with a table saying, here is the organization name, here is a legitimate Facebook page, here is a legitimate Twitter account. UP Police also has a large followings, kind of content that they post. Mumbai Police, I don't know whether they do it now. Probably. We were sitting and looking at the other day when we were preparing for this deck, and we saw that some posts of Mumbai Police are actually super good because they use this pond. They actually have this interesting way of reacting to the post. Here is one example, which is there was a post which said Mumbaikars, please wear seat belts from today or buy this t-shirt. That's a post that he made to show that if you're sitting in the car, it may look like you're actually wearing a seat belt, but you're not really wearing a seat belt. This is a post by the user. And interestingly, the reaction was, we shall keep them in stock for you along with our challans. Your safety is never a joke. Right, so interesting. I mean, I've seen nice posts by Mumbai Police at some point in time where they use pun and they use other methods to do it. Why care? Why even do this analysis? Why even try and study all of this? Is because audience, easy to reach, real-time updates from both sides, which is to get real-time content to the users, to get real-time content to the police organization, get closer, which probably is one thing that they would like to see, investigate, ask for information about crime, ask for information about suspects, create awareness against such crimes, get appreciation, of course. Getting tagged and saying that thank you always makes you feel better. Build a community, involve parents, one platform to create awareness among parents, youth about being more vigilant, get more and more people added to these kind of platforms. So that is the first part of this week, where the goal was to look at social media for police organizations. And please also keep in mind that we only looked at law and order. Right? There are other aspects of law enforcement agencies also which one can look at. We only focused on how it can be used for traffic, how it can be used for crime, all of that. Thanks for listening. Hopefully, I'll see you again next part of this week. And if you have any question, post it on Discourse. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the lecture.